Let me start by saying that it is very obvious that we love to have conversations about love. My generation, your generation, our generation enjoys talking about love. I know that love teachers are very prominent in the body of Christ. Love preachers are very popular in the church. And people who often emphasize the concept of love are very well known around the universal church. Books about love are often well read. Seminars about love are often well attended. Messages about love are often well listened to. So we are a love generation. There's always an excitement when the topic is love. There's always an attempt to listen when the topic is love. There's always an interest when the topic is love. My generation enjoys having a conversation that has to do with love. However, and this is the emphasis of what I'm going to speak about tonight, it will be very, very unfair. It will be very, very illogical. It will be very, very dishonest to have conversations about love without proper theology or without a proper understanding of the God who defines love, of the God who is an embodiment of love, of the God who is the one who shows the most and the greatest expressions of love. What I've noticed is that everybody wants to talk about love, but nobody wants to talk about God. Everybody wants to discuss and have conversations about love, but nobody wants to have conversations about God. And this is a very big problem. Because like I will show you in subsequent statements, God is God. And God is love. But love is not God. Say this after me. Love is not God. Many people have made an idol out of love. They enjoy talking about love. They pay attention to conversations on love. But once God is in the equation, or once God is in the conversation, or once God is in the topic, they tune off, because for them, love is God. In other words, love is their newfound idol. Love is what they worship. And this is something I want to correct in our hearts and in our lives this evening, that before we begin to talk about love, we must do it from the background of God. The first conversation, or the conversation that is most important and more important than the love conversation, is the God conversation. Love in its truest, purest, greatest state can only be found in God. And if we have 1 million conversations, 1 million seminars, writes 1,000 books on love, yet without the foundation of God, we would just be abusing and perverting the concept. One of the greatest challenges of my generation is that good concepts have been perverted or has been corrupted. Something is good. Sex is good. Money is good. It's useful. But once it becomes an idol, it's now perverted, corrupted. So much that it begins to compete with the place of God. So much that something that was intended to be very useful becomes a tool of damage, a tool of manipulation. And so, God's perspective and opinion defines love.